I'm kind of using my hands a lot today. What's up guys, it's Jackie. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below if you want. I post about 3 times a week beauty related stuff, so makeup hauls, makeup tutorials, you know, unboxings, stuff like that. Today we're actually doing just a haul update. I actually did the haul in April and it's November now, so it's been about 7 months of like on and off use, so I can actually really let you know how I like the products and if it works better one way or another. Let's go ahead and start. We'll do it in the order of the haul, which we started with the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. This foundation is still one of my favorite foundations right now, especially whenever I go out. It does wear a really long time. You do have to shake well before using it, definitely do that. The way I like to use this product is kind of like all over my face, but I will leave the under eye area bare and kind of around my nose a little bit more sheer around my nose, and then I actually won't use this under my eyes. I'll just go in with concealer, and the reason for that is because this looks beautiful on the skin everywhere for me except for under my eyes and my nose area. The nose area, it's more so that it really clogs my pores. It still looks really nice, but after you remove the makeup you can tell that it was clogging my pores. This is definitely still one of my favorite foundations, but that's the way that I like to use it best because it does look so nice and it's such a long wear foundation with no like flashback or anything. I'm kind of using my hands a lot today. So the next product I got was the BECCA Backlight Priming Filter, and I still really like this, especially in conjunction with the NARS foundation. I think they both work so well because that's like a natural, like almost semi-matte, I want to say, and then this kind of brings a little bit more life into it because that's how I like my foundation. I'm a little bit drier in the cheek area and then oilier in the T-zone area, so I really like this in conjunction with that foundation. I think it looks really good. Now I do have a dupe video for this, and if you haven't seen it, I'll have it down below and also up in the cards, but this is still really good. I just think I'm gonna purchase the dupe from now on because there's no reason to buy the BECCA one, I think, just because the dupe is just as good. The next thing in here, I got a couple of palettes. One of them was the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette, and I did a tutorial with that. I'll have it listed down below as well. This is what it looks like. It is such a pretty palette. Now, I want to say I love this palette, but I probably have to kick it back a little bit and say I love this palette. I do find it to be a little bit patchy at times. I think you really have to set your eyeshadow primer like really well, or else it's going to be patchy. What I don't like in patchiness, it's like made up in the color scheme of this palette. It's just such a great neutral palette. Like even with this berry tone right here, it's so good to use on a daily basis. If I were to go somewhere right now and only have to take one palette, I'd probably take this palette. Unless I'm going for like pops of color, then I'd probably pick another one. But that one you can still do like the berry one. I think the look that I did was pretty berry as well. The next palette I got in here I do really like, but it's kind of, it's really sad to say, but if I were to go back, I don't know if I'd pick it up again. It's so beautiful, and this row right here, it's like, it reminds me of the Kat Von D Alchemist palette where it's like really pale, but it's got a little bit of color in it that just like, it's so cool. So that's what I really like about this palette, is that it's really cool to use. Like you get all these different colors and all of them are basically like shimmers. Old Smoke and Blackout are kind of on the borderline matte, but Old Smoke has a little bit of shimmer in there, and it's just, the issue with this palette that I have is that it's kind of like a side palette. Like I can't take this only, and I can't ever use this for one look only. I've never been able to do that. Maybe I should try, like actually try harder to do that. So like if you have a lot of neutral palettes, it's really great to just pick this one up to get pops of color so that you can like incorporate different looks. Second to the last thing I got was the Tarte Hamptons Weekender contour palette. I don't remember in the video, but I think I like really didn't like it. I remember really contemplating returning this, but this shade down here, the contour shade, has become one of my favorites because it's just like a cool tone contour, and with my skin being a little bit lighter toned, it works so much better. Like, I feel like it's not too crazy looking on my cheeks. So this is actually probably my favorite contour right now. And then of course there's butter bronzer, but this one even trumps that. Like, this is amazing. I go into the highlight occasionally, and I very rarely go into the blush just because it is super pigmented, but I do really like the color of it as well. So this is well loved. The last product I have here from the haul is kind of broken, but my dog tried to get to it, but he didn't actually like damage it, so it's okay. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Pollution Protection Makeup Setting Spray. It's like $2 more expensive than the original one, and I don't really understand the pollution protection, so if I were to go back, and I am going to get this again, I'm going to get the original one because I don't get the pollution protection. Like, is this a better formula for the population, for environmental health? And if it is, then why even make the old one? But I don't understand it. So, you know, this is still one of my favorite setting sprays. Whenever I know I need my makeup to last, I will use this. Occasionally, I'll use it in conjunction with another one just to kind of melt my makeup down. So I'll use the, what is it? The Milani Make It Last setting spray, and then I'll top it off with that, and then that really like helps melt the makeup and then have it set in place, and it's so great. Those are the products. It was really great to sit back down and look over how I've been using them within the last 7 months, because I do still use them very often. The Distortion palette I use the least just because it's kind of like an accessory palette, not really the main palette, but even using that with the Too Faced just Peachy Mattes palette is great. Like, those two work well together. I think that palette, the Distortion palette, works well with really any neutral palette, because then you get to add that pop of color, and you have that row of the like really light colorful shadows that always look really great, like as an inner corner highlight. That's my favorite way to use them. Sometimes, very rarely, I'll pop them on my cheeks just because I'm not too big of a fan of colored contacts. I'm a big fan of colored contacts. Colored highlights. So that's how I use those products. That's actually the end of our video here. If you want to check out more of my videos, I'll have some up on the screen as well as down below. And then if you want to subscribe, just click on my small face right over there, and I will see you guys next time.